Neutron stars. Objects so extreme and enigmatic that you might confuse them with the Brexit strategy. They can contain the mass of the Sun in the volume of Stockholm, without giving you the famous syndrome, as far as I know. In this video, I shall go through how they are created, what makes them special, and why we should care. But what does it all say? What does it mean? Let's find out. I'm sure most of you have heard of supernovas. It's the New Year's Eve celebration from the universe. Although a lot more extreme, the cosmos does not screw around. It is the gravitational collapse of a massive star, and it releases more energy in a second than our sun will in its entire lifetime. Stars, like our sun, are in the energy producing business. They like to fuse atoms together in the core with extreme pressures and temperatures to create helium by fusion. This creates a lot of energy and is a very successful business as long as the star has enough fuel. There are a number of ways that a supernova can occur, but it often comes as a result of the fact that iron has begun to accumulate in the core. Iron does not create energy in the same way as the other elements stars fuse, but instead absorbs it. That might cause the core itself to exceed the Chandrasekhar limit. The star is supported by electron degeneracy pressure. No, not degenerates, nor Ellen DeGeneres, but instead electron degenerates that keep the structure of the star intact. After this pressure is overcome by gravity, gamma rays start to tear apart atoms into individual alpha particles. This process is called photodisintegration, and I like it a lot. I know all of this is complicated, but we have reached an important point. After these events I've talked about have occurred, or some of them, electrons and protons merge together by a process called electron capture to form neutrons. They can be incredibly densely packed together, and after all the outer layers of the star are shot away through the supernova explosion, only a dense core of neutrons with an iron shell around remains. This is what we call a neutron star. But if it has more than around 3 solar masses, it will continue the gravitational collapse and turn into a black hole. Check out my last video on that topic. I would love to be able to say they are second to none when it comes to density, but as you maybe already gathered from my introduction or seen elsewhere, they are second to one black holes. But they are still mind-bogglingly dense. A teaspoon would weigh around 1 billion tons, almost as much as your mom. When you wake up in the morning and look up into the sky, you may have noticed that things move around there. Heavenly bodies like the sun disappear under the horizon and come back every day, depending on where you're living, because the Earth is rotating around an axis, and so does stars like our sun. We say that they have an angular momentum, and this quantity can be measured, and in a closed system it's always conserved. So when a massive star dies, its angular momentum in the one's fusion reactor core, which is now a neutron star, is conserved. And since it's incredibly tiny, but has the angular momentum of a star billions of times as big, its angular momentum is actually insane. This is a way of saying that they spin really, really freaking fast. At least in the beginning. And this is very important later on. If you have trouble grasping this, let me give you this perfect, understandable, and original analogy. Picture a ballerina. Her name is Sigurd Eyafjallajökull. She has a beautiful red-orange dress that goes all the way around her, and she is a sphere. Even though she struggles with an overweight of a few trillion tons, she goes up to the jury and starts doing her little dance. Very brave of her. Goes absolutely fantastic. She's beloved by the people and gets deep into the performance. Roses are thrown everywhere, and men from all over the world come to ask for her hand in marriage. But at the end, she does her little classic spin, and her heart spins with her at the center. In the middle of your beautiful spin, she suffers a terrible heart attack. Oh no! It's all too emotional and she cannot bear it anymore. No more. So, she goes through a gravitational collapse into her heart, which is densely packed with her emotions and memories. And the heart keeps spinning the same way as before, with incredible speed. But her dress is blown out into the universe. Sad. I would consider her heart's electromagnetic field strong, because I can feel her attractiveness. Some astronomers can also feel this force, and when it is really strong, they call her heart a magnetar. The heart can also spin in a very regular and predictable manner, so she sends out DMs all the time. And astronomers love DMs, because then they can pick up the signal to understand her properties and distance away from us. And they have started to call her a pulsar. They're still too shy to talk to one another. That's quite a shame. The astronomers always hesitate to write first. That will be the first thing I change when I get to MIT. Shoutout. If you in some way didn't understand this Nobel Prize-worthy analogy, let me break it down for you. Our beautiful girl Sigurd Eyafjallajökull is a massive star, and her heart is our neutron star. The jury is the universe, and the heart attack is the supernova. The emotions and memories are neutrons and iron atoms packed densely together. Her dress is the outer layers of plasma, and the DMs are of course regular pulses of electromagnetic waves in different frequencies. Astrophysicists and astronomers can study all of these to find out lots of interesting quirks about the world we live in, and how it will change in the future. Neutron stars are not only interesting celestial objects, but also important clues about the world we live in and how we all came to be. As always, don't forget to like, hit the bell, comment, and subscribe. Have a nice day. Peace.